What is going on, guys? This is Kai Beam Podcast. You already know what it is. I'm here with my co-host Gamdo, and of course, Mr. Elusive. And we're back for episode 19, almost close to 20. It's crazy that we've been consistent with this shit, man. Almost 20 episodes. That's awesome. But we're gonna cover some gaming stuff. We decided to leave the E3 stuff for last because that's still going on while we're recording. So if anything, big quote unquote, gets announced, so cover it. But got quite a few topics, quite a few things to talk about. I'm seeing here Issa Rae is gonna be in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Yep.
That is pretty awesome.
I'm actually really happy about that because she's such a good actor, or actress, I should say. So, yeah, I'm really hyped to see what she has to offer us because she's gonna be playing the Spider-Woman, which is kind of interesting because I'm not sure if she's like a part of the Spider family. So
I mean, she has the name. Shouldn't she be a part of the
yeah, but she didn't get I don't think she got the same powers like Peter or Miles. I think she like something else. Actually, hang on. Let me see how she got it. Because if I remember correctly, like she's like a person from Shield.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
She got like experimented on, as far as I know. But who knows? But yeah, happy to have her join the Spider-Verse crew. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to what Spider-Verse 2 is gonna bring. Hopefully
it's just gonna be a jumbo fest stuff.
Hopefully they bring in some of those other Spider-Men that we're about to see. Spider-Man 3, like Toby and Andrew, and hopefully Tom. That would be cool.
I don't know.
Into the Spider-Verse, I don't think that's gonna happen because like they wanted to get Tom Holland into there, but Marvel was like, no, we don't want to confuse. Because that was the thing. Because at first they wanted to have Peter B. Parker, the one that was training Miles to be Tobey Maguire, and they're gonna have him be voiced by him. But since things are like so different in that universe, they're like, no, let's just have him be voiced by Jake Johnson instead. So, I mean, I am looking forward to like Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man, the Japanese one. He has like a Megazord or something.
Oh yeah, and I believe Oscar Isaac is voicing Miguel O'Hara in Spider-Man 2099. So that's pretty dope. And he's also gonna be Moon Knight, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from that, but so far so good with the Spider-Verse. I'm so glad it's actually coming out next year because after the first one ended, I was like, man, I need more Spider-Verse because that shit was too good.
Yeah, it was. That was a great Spider-Man.
I don't think it's gonna be good as this original though.
Nigga, rarely is ever a sequel as good as the original, but I'm sure
Spider-Man
it'll
2
be good.
was such an improvement.
Yeah, I'm not discounting it couldn't be. I was just trying to retort Mr. Izzy over here saying, you don't know. Could be better, could be worse, could be the same. Who knows?
It'd be interesting if it was something worse.
It's just gonna be a clusterfuck of characters and just.
Funny enough, you said that. They were saying that the sequel was gonna be like that. They're like it was gonna be to a point where we're just gonna keep adding more people, and then it was gonna cause the other characters to get overwhelmed. So that's actually pretty accurate. It will be like a clusterfuck. But that's good though. That's awesome because I mean, with the comic book version of Into the Spider-Verse, where you had like Spider-Geddon, like that was one of the best Spider-Man story arcs that they had of recent years because you saw all these different Spider-Men show up and they had like the best dialogue. Like I remember one where it was like the version of Peter who had like a black version of the suit, and he was talking to another version. And then he was like saying like, "Hey, there's this guy that looks like a guy from Social Network," and the other one from Seabiscuit, which was reference to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
It's dope.
So
well, I guess staying on topic towards like just comic book type shit and superhero stuff. Loki happened, and man, is that a good show? Just from the first episode, it definitely had the best debut, I think, out of all the Marvel shows. It's not even close, right? Like,
Yeah.
just the way it starts off, and then it's just like, man, we're gonna get to see how this Loki. And it's just, there's just so many different parts there. The best part to me was when he was going through his own life after, seeing the tape, and it's just like his reaction to seeing himself get killed by Thanos is pretty funny. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he and the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, deal with these other Lokis, how the story progresses. I actually
So
rewatched
basically,
that show.
he knew he was he was like a good guy for a bit there.
Yeah, he kind of like went through some self-reflection, because the entire time Mobius is like trying to like ask him why he does the things he does. And at first, Loki being Loki, he's trying to all puff up his chest like, yeah, well, I'm this and that. And then when he sees that, then he realizes, okay, I'm not who I say I am. He's like, what saying these? I can't say it verbatim, but he's basically saying he doesn't like actually causing trouble. He does it because he has to.
Yeah, he's done it because he has to, and he had to do it. And he had this whole like monologue where he was essentially projecting himself out. And yeah, that whole self-reflection thing, it was like a multitude of things, because yeah, when he first got there, he was like already trying to use his powers and stuff, but then like nothing was working. And then he had this idea in his head, like, oh, because mind you, again, this is 2012 Loki after Avengers, so he was still on the mission to get all the Infinity Stones.
Right.
Lo and behold, he tried to escape, and he saw a whole drawer full of multiple Infinity Stones. I think there was like 2 Soul Stones, and then they even said like, hey, we got those, like, not even just in that drawer, like, we got this shit like at our desk, like holding papers and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and even him, like, Loki was like, he had this look on his face that was so dumbfounded, and it really, to me, it minimized like the not the severity, but the like how
scope.
big, the scope of Endgame, because like the whole saga was just to Thanos to get these stones, only for these stones to be in a drawer. Like, that's fucking wild, and they don't even work neither. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, it seems
and
like
we got.
Oh, you go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it seems like they took that kind of aspect without pretty much saying it explicitly, but as far as I'm aware, what people are talking about, the reason why those stones don't work is, for one, the kind of place they're in, but also because Infinity Stones don't work if they're outside of their native universe. So because those are all different from different places, they're not going to work anywhere else. They only work in their respective universe that they came from. So they have
did they say that it was from their universe or for that timeline? Because
I think they're from different
universe, different universe.
Yeah, it's different universes.
There was a comic where it's like Avengers versus DC. What should I say? Like Marvel versus DC, and like when the Marvel characters got teleported to the DC universe, there was like a fully equipped Infinity Gauntlet, and Darkseid, he picked it up, and it's like, I feel a lot of power and energy coming from this, but when he put it on, it wasn't doing it, and so he just took it off and just tossed it on the ground and said, "This is a useless piece of junk."
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And it's also just because, I don't know, it was kind of confusing, because there's a lot of things I have questions about for this show, because it's like the whole time variance thing is basically the police of maintaining order in the timeline, and they got Loki because of the fact that he wasn't supposed to escape in Endgame, but why aren't they coming for Steve? Because not only did he mess with the timeline putting this shit back, but he stayed in a time period he wasn't supposed to be in.
That is true.
Dancing with his wife, growing old and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how he got away with that.
Did they even say he had kids or not?
They did. They confirmed that that apparently, I'm not really sure how that works, but in what movie did she old Peggy die? Like, was it Winter Soldier? I'm pretty sure it was that one. Like, there's a picture.
Civil War.
Yeah, there was a picture by her bedside of her kids, and apparently they came out and said those were her and Steve's kids, which I don't know how the fuck that's possible, but
so wouldn't those kids have superpowers then?
I mean, they'd have like
maybe
traces of
super
soldier serum.
Yeah, super strength,
right.
Maybe. Yeah.
Not, I mean, obviously not like superpowers like Scarlet Witch kids, but they should have like a bit like a super soldier serum and whatever shit in them, right?
Yeah, but I don't know, that right there has to be like more explored, because like we don't even know if Steve's really dead, or at least from what I remember, I'm not sure if he's dead or not. And then it's like, where is his kids at? Yeah,
I don't think he's dead, because they've done a lot of alluding to the fact that he might just be with Nick Fury on the sword base up in space. So.
Yeah, but so far so good. They just pretty much like alluded to Secret Wars 2, because like when you had Miss Minutes talk, she was like, yeah, before shit was fucked up, like all timelines are going up against each other, and yeah, up until the time variants, the timekeepers ended up fixing up stuff, which I'm not sure if you caught on to that, Beam, but I guess the one in the middle is King the Conqueror.
Yeah, I kept hearing people say he has like a resemblance to King the Conqueror. Is it confirmed to be him?
Well, I remember Emergency Awesome was talking about how the statue looked more like not John Washington, the guy who's gonna play as Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I think
resembles
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors. It looks very eerily like him, so I think that's what they're alluding to. And then like the other thing is too, is just like in this show, it's so different from every other like Marvel stuff. Like in the way that like this is definitely like the future, like the future phases right here, because they're really going into that multiverse territory. Because we kind of thought that with Scarlet Witch in WandaVision, but then it didn't turn out to be like that. It was just one big fake out. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like this is it. Like this is like phase 4, and it's probably just gonna carry on to like phase 4 through 6. So,
right. And I'm assuming, we'll be building up to, like you were saying, Secret Wars and all sorts of other shit. I do wonder who the next big bad is. Like big bad, like is it gonna be Galactus or someone like that?
I don't know. It might be people like the Timekeepers or something. It's just probably going to be on like a galactic universal level, bigger than Thanos, and because just like those characters that we've seen in the past, like Thanos, will definitely show up. Mm-hmm. But also like other X-Men, like this is supposed to be like the wackiest crossover that they've ever done. At least that's what the Russo brothers said. If they would make it, it'd be like a wacky crossover.
Right.
So I also gotta say, as far as soundtrack, real quick, Loki has probably the best soundtrack out of any MCU property I've ever watched, because when he's like looking out into like the distance of like the city, you had like this very fantastical, like mythical sort of tone to it, and I gotta hear more of that. I don't know when that OTS is gonna come out, or OST is gonna come out, but I need that.
I need that. Yeah, I agree though. Definitely the strongest show. I can't wait to see more, and it's gonna be interesting how this kind of connects, if ever so slightly, to the other shit that we have coming up here soon. Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode this upcoming week. Yeah. But I guess keeping on with Marvel shit, we talked about this off air, but there was this, well, I guess rumors or speculation, or I guess people have been talking about it for a while. I didn't know that, but for Black Panther 2, apparently they have this, they casted this actor, and they didn't say exactly who was playing, but everyone believes he's going to be Namor. So that is going to be interesting, because if they're going to be covering, the Atlantis Why am I Wakanda War? That's gonna be insane. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of casualties. A lot of niggas dying.
So Marvel is finally gonna make their own Aquaman now.
Well, I mean, it's been out there, but like I think when Marvel first started to do their MCU, they wanted. I remember they wanted Namor, they wanted Doctor Strange to be one of the first ones, but they just like didn't know how to like implement it. And they teased Namor
a couple different times.
In Endgame, that was like the most notable one. And then on top of that too, like it perfectly goes hand in hand with Fantastic Four, because I know Doctor Doom has fucked with Namor so many times. I think he captured that guy at one point. So
right. And a lot of people are saying, technically, I mean, aside from Apocalypse, like I believe in the comics, Namor was one of the first mutants to ever show up. So I wonder if that'll be the case for the MCU, if he's like the first technical mutant we get. So
yeah, I hope it's not on some Inhuman shit, because that was garbage.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna be doing Inhumans anytime soon, if at all.
Yeah,
no one really gives a fuck about those niggas. So yeah, but yeah, rumors are pretty cool. Guess we'll have to wait to see more about that. Continuing, I was forgetting something. For the She-Hulk series, they casted, what is her name? Jamila Jamil. I don't know much about her, but I know Gamdo's told me she's a great actress. So she's going to be playing Titania for the She-Hulk show. It should be cool.
There's not really much to say about that. I mean,
there's not.
I wish they would actually have like a trailer. I mean, when is D23? Maybe they'll show something for D23. I would like to see a She-Hulk, some She-Hulk stuff. That's not until like later on in the year. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, glad they have her in here.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be cool. One thing I always find myself thinking is like, we've had Thunderbolt Ross for a while. When are we ever gonna get to Red Hulk? I wonder.
I don't know. I wonder, because it's just like that actor's so old, and I wonder, like, they could do it where he's just
CG the shit out of him.
Yeah, they're gonna CG it. They're probably gonna have like someone younger, like, because I'm pretty sure doesn't Mark Ruffalo, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen set photos where like he'll just be wearing like Hulk gloves, and then they have like those little dots all over him or whatever.
Yeah, they'll mocap him and stuff, which I can imagine they do the same thing. But it's just like once he probably turns into Red Hulk, he's not going back. If rarely, because they every time they showed Red Hulk, he's never turned back into Ross. He's just always been like that. So I'm not sure if he can transform.
He's like permanently in his Hulk form.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
I guess we'll see. I'm assuming that's what She-Hulk.
I mean, they could always just make it his son.
Yeah, that's true. They could, but it's just like I wonder what his.
They say that's his son, and.
But like, what would it be his motivation though? Because it's just like we've never seen him.
He's got daddy issues and want to please his dad.
Yeah, but who's like? Because it's kind of different because like
stop plot.
Because then like that they would have to explain like where he's been in like Incredible Hulk when like him and Betty or not Mark Ruffalo but Edward Norton was like running around New York and stuff like that, and she's just like, yeah, I had a brother, because that'd be kind of weird. I mean, if they did do that, I guess I wouldn't be against it, but they would just need to explain like where he came from, and he'd have better motivations. Like, I need to please my dad, because that shit's that's whack. That's honestly whack to me. If he's just like, yeah, my daddy said he gonna kill the Hulk, so I'm gonna do it too. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
They could always have that little subplot where like Hulk inadvertently like smashed the shit out of his fucking sister's head or some shit like that, and it wasn't really Hulk but a abomination, but he thought it was Hulk, so he has this like revenge shit going on where he wants to like kill Bruce and thinking it's Bruce who actually killed his sister, but I don't know if Marvel is gonna go that dark route, but hey,
I don't know,
it's
because he's also Professor Hulk. This man can sign papers and stuff, all neat and green and stuff.
Yeah,
So like that kind of.
That's one thing that I'm just like, I hope they have.
I think this.
Back to.
Now that we're talking about it, I think I just need to see a trailer to see where they're going with this, because as far as I'm thinking, it just makes it seem like it's supposed to be like Law and Order with the Hulk.
Right.
And I don't want to see Law and Order with the Hulk because it's just the show sucks. So.
What? You don't want to see Hulk say ejection? This case is infallible. So, oh fuck, get out of here, Hulk. You're stupid ass. Just go and smash stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Beam's been playing Ninja Gaiden. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been fine. They definitely updated graphics. I streamed it a little bit like a day or two ago. Yeah, it's as good as I remember. Like, it's as hard as I remember too. But it's funny that you brought up Ninja Gaiden because people on PC aren't too happy with it, because the unfortunate problem with Japanese PC ports is they don't really give a fuck. So it's bare bones as shit. You can't really change your resolution, and it's a hassle to get it to full screen mode and all this other stuff. But there's this one complaint that me and Gamdo have talked about off here, which is just like, why are you complaining about that? Is because people are saying, oh, why can't you use mouse and keyboard? Why the fuck would you want to use mouse and keyboard for a damn hack and slash like beat 'em up game?
Yeah,
like, that
that's really
make
weird.
Any sense.
Like, out of every other game that I've seen people play on PC, usually it's like FPS shooters and stuff like that. Like, that's like playing Assassin's Creed on mouse and keyboard. I would never do such a thing because it's too fast paced. And yeah, you have your hand, you have your mouse to control like the camera and stuff, but it's not the same.
No,
like,
it's not.
I understand the complaints where it's like, hey, you can either go to 1080p or 4K. That is such a huge ass jump, because a lot of people can't even do 4K natively and then also handle 60 FPS at the same time. Like, that's fucking crazy if you think that's gonna happen, because I think the perfect balance for gaming is 2K or 1440p, because you're able to do that along with like 90 FPS or 144 hertz perfectly with certain titles. But yeah, that sucks. I mean, like you said, Beam, like, Japanese companies, as far as doing ports, don't really care. They don't really care about PC because it doesn't have a very niche market compared to consoles. So, like, I'm guessing whenever they're like, yeah, you guys got to make a PC port, they're like, fuck. I want to do this shit.
Yeah, probably just put bare minimum effort and just ship it out. And like, well, whatever. Our main money maker is console, so we don't give a fuck about putting people on PC, which is not the best mindset, because you can add on to your profit if you properly do a port. But I digress. Since we're on gaming, I've already talked about this before, but I actually purchased Persona 5 Royal. That's like the updated version of the original. And as much as like there are similarities between the two, like, man, playing the vanilla version of that game and then playing this one, it's like almost night and day because of all the like quality of life shit. They added like new characters in there, they added like extra content. It's just like, man, I love Persona. It's such a good game, and I hate when I get into games, great games, late, and I always, end up buying shitty ones that I just play for a little while and that I don't give a fuck about, like Valhalla or Outriders. But yeah.
Oh wow, you don't like Outriders, man?
Nope.
Yeah,
I platinum that game, bro.
Yeah, talking shit. Izzy has to be king of the world.
I'm gonna be telling people how bad Outrider is. Platinum that game. Half my life was spent on that game, bro.
Damn, that was a quick half-life.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously, you should be fucking 60 by the time you're done with that, my boy.
Oh, I feel like I was 60. Like, how many times that universe died and I had to rebuild it from scratch? Shit.
You didn't hear how Izzy was getting up the other night, and he was sounding like he was creaking like a rusted wrench. He's like,
Yep.
yeah,
And my
no,
back was fucking hurting too.
yeah. That game told this man turned him into an old man. Platinum though, he's king of the world.
Old
How to
man
fucking
Izzy.
worry about the entire planet while humans were just destroying it. You know how bad that is, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy saving that planet. I go
there,
game, bro.
If you had to give it a rating, Izzy, what would you give that Outriders?
Outriders?
Yeah.
I don't know. I completed it. I give it a 7.
Yeah, that's about what I give it, a 6 or a 7. It's not the worst game I've ever played, but
No, I mean it's more fun with friends in it than just like straight up having to play like that. That's what I would say.
right.
Yeah.
If you're playing with friends, it's a really good game. But playing it by yourself, there's just some like annoying stuff, hiccups and shit in there.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why we were talking about how like we kind of like I said that I fell out of Apex because it's just like I don't really feel like playing it anymore. Just with like I don't know. I was thinking about it like last night actually before I went to bed as far as like the games. I was like, Apex is fun, but like I don't really like it that I have to change the settings a bunch of times just to get like a better playthrough.
Especially
because it just makes it more stressful
and all that shit.
Yeah,
like,
because
if you don't
it's
know
like,
about that, it just sucks.
yeah, because it's like I'm doing all these things right here. Like, oh yeah, if you want to get more kills, you want to do all this stuff right here, then change your settings, change your
these things.
Yeah, your sensitivity to 5, put auto run on. It's just like, man, I actually just want to play the game, and it just kind of became too stressful and stuff. And people take the game like way too seriously. Like whenever like we're fighting like other players, like motherfuckers are going on manhunts on us for no goddamn reason.
I mean, that's the fun of it though. Honestly, it is. Apex is stressful. I'm not gonna deny that, but
the thirst is bad, bro.
I mean, we thirst people too. Let's not get it twisted.
No, I mean it's more fun when
like,
we do it because we end up getting our face shot in most of the time. But if people are thirsting us, they literally will get us. I don't know. It's just
yeah.
No,
because sometimes we give up.
Yeah, we do. But like, cause just yesterday when I was playing, I was Izzy, you were there. Like I was fucking playing, and it was me and Nelson, and I was fucking. He got killed, and I was trying to get his banner, but as usual, the squad stays around. Found where I was at. I'm using these fucking weather balloons to fly around. What do I see? A fucking Master's Trail nigga following me, like, relentlessly until I was able to shake him off. I was just like, bro, like, it's not that serious, bruh. Like, literally, I'm just flying. I look behind me, and I just see this nigga right behind me. I'm like, all right, man, like, yeah, it's Apex is funny though. Even in dying sometimes, like the way your characters react is just
physics are just fucking fumbling everywhere with our leg crossed behind our neck.
Like, yeah, I mean, like that is like one of the fun things about that. But it's just like when I think of replayability and like I turn on my PlayStation, I always have Apex just in the background, but I never play it just because every time, like. Beam plays it every so often when he's not playing like Persona, but I don't know. It's just when I try to play on my own. It's just not the same.
It's not because the randoms.
Shit with friends, man.
You have to play with friends. The randoms.
Like the reason I enjoy playing Apex is like you could just go in there, have a quick match, and just play 1 or 2 matches and call it a day.
Yep.
It's just
it's true.
One of those games that you could do that. Not a lot of games that you could just go in there and do that because most games these days is just meant to like grab your attention and just don't want you to let go and just keep trying to feed you all kinds of stuff for you to pay for and all those other crap,
Right.
So
and then like on top of that too, like I've just been running into like all the glitches with this shit, and it's just been the most annoying thing. Like every single time, like there was the reason, like the last time I played was like a few days ago because me and actually I was playing by myself, and I got killed. The whole squad got killed. Next thing I know, I left, but then it gave me a penalty, and it wasn't on ranked. It was on the regular one, and I figured it was a glitch because that doesn't usually happen for regular. And after that, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with that game. So. Goodbye, Apex. I was a Pathfinder main until next time. So
Yeah, I'll personally continue playing until I get extremely bored of it because that's where I get my FPS fix from. But speaking of FPS, or go ahead, Izzy.
No, I was about to say I don't think I'm gonna start playing Apex anytime soon because it's just one of those shit that I could just play whenever I want to play it.
It's like a one of those default games, like like that summer we played Paladins. It was like that,
right.
one game we can just always count on to just have fun with your buddy. Like that's why I like
just
it.
quick
and
fixes
I gotta say, I always bring this up: the mechanics of it, like the way it feels, like
it's really it's really fluid.
There's no FPS game like that I think I played.
I will give it that. The fluidity in that, but yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna quickly bring up Battlefield 2042. Witty actually made me aware that they released some gameplay of it, and me and him were actually talking about it. We were both saying we were interested, but again, I cautioned him on actually pre-ordering this shit because it's EA. Can't really ever take what they do for face value. So while I am interested, I do have to note and put a little caveat. There is no single player, so you're getting less for more. Did I tell you guys that
yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, I knew that before you told me, but yeah, it's just like you're paying more for less. So take that as you will. I haven't been interested in a Battlefield since me and Witty were hardcore playing it, like Battlefield 3 or 4, around that time. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Because it's just the same,
And what's even bad from worse is not only is it like only multiplayer only, they're charging a full games price for this shit. And on PC, they're selling it like the regular full $60. However, on PlayStation 5 and Xbox One, these guys are over here charging that shit $70.
That is, come on.
PC is arguably the more superior hardware. So, what is the excuse for you charging $70 on the next gen console for a game that is going to be running the same or even better on PC?
I know what system I'm getting it on.
That is just stupid. And also, like, I know the reason they're doing that because it's like there's not a variety of where you can purchase shit on Xbox or PlayStation because that's just one marketplace. On PC, if any out of the marketplace such as Steam, GOG, or Epic Game Store, or EA fucking server are stupid enough to like say, yeah, we're gonna just charge $70. There are a lot of other places you could go and purchase or give your money to people and just buy the game at a lesser price. Hell, if they're stupid enough to do that on PC, people are just gonna pirate that shit anyway. So
yeah, they'll never change the price.
There go loss of income.
Yeah,
they'll never change the price. But at the same time, though, I gotta say real quick, keep in mind though too, Xbox has a Game Pass, so for free,
it's
technically
free
speaking,
right, yeah.
So people on PlayStation are just the ones who is getting screwed over right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was gonna say, I'm not gonna pre-order it, but this is the first time in a while that I've been.
I'm not gonna get that shit. I mean, I am interested in it, but I ain't gonna get that shit on day one.
No, I'm not gonna get it day one because, unfortunately,
that's the thing that kind of sucks, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Battlefield games have a bad rep at releasing buggy as fuck, and they just have really terrible launches. So,
and it's just like not only that, like, and that's the kind of thing that discourages me from getting games like. Because like at Apex, I was reluctant to get Apex at first when these guys were playing
it. It was free, so
yeah, it was free. But at the same time, though, it's just like it's discouraging when you go over there and there's like a large skill gap and stuff like that. And Battlefield is different because not only is there like a skill gap, but I'm pretty sure you have to be certain levels to access certain weapons and stuff like that. Like that's probably the most discouraging part about a game like that because not only will it be buggy. People who are just hardcore Battlefield fans are going to be playing that game to
grind the shit out of that and already have like all the best weapons for it already before you even get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's gonna suck.
That's a screw over right there. So there's another game that I'll mention because it's part of the E3 that I'm actually would rather substitute Apex for that. But I just gotta say, as far as the games that screwed me over, I talked kind of high and mighty about Biomutant, but I beat the game, and I just gotta say, spoiler warning, I fucking hated it. Like, literally towards the end, because I walked into this game not like already knowing that the story is less to be desired, and I just literally shut everything off. I could hear no narrator. I could just hear the nature, and that's all. But just over time as I was playing, uh, there's times where like during my playthroughs, the color saturation would hurt my eyes to holy hell. Like I'm talking to these guys in like party chat while I'm playing, and I'm like, I remember I told you, Izzy, I was like, man, I was like, the green in this map is fucking with my eyes a lot. Like
Right.
all of the hazardous parts, like the biohazard radiation. I don't know why they had to make it so apparent that you're going to be in a radiated area. They could have just did that thing where it's like, hey, you walk in here and you need to put on your radiation suit because you hear like some crackling, kind of like with Fallout. No, they had to cover the whole area with purple, like. And so like my eyes are hurting the entire time, and it's like going around the areas was just so fucking slow sometimes. Like the mounts, if you ever play the game, don't even fucking worry about it because the mounts are no faster than you, which
You
makes absolutely no sense.
Just walk around instead. Then
They're so slow. They're so slow, and they can't take like certain height jumps. So like sometimes I'll try to jump over like a hill, and not even like a tall one. I'll jump over like a 5-foot one, and they'll collapse and hit their face on the gravel. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like you're not supposed to be like this. And I don't know. I think the most egregious part about this game was just the water system because there's no clear indication what specific waters. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, they have like the murky water and the doo-doo water and stuff like that. But when you're actually like in like the lake water, it's different. And for some reason, you can't levitate over it. Like there's one ability in the game where you can do levitation, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I can levitate over this and I'll be fine. Nope, he'll land barely kind of like Iron Man style and just immediately dunk himself in the water and then you'll drown. So I don't know. I deleted the game off my hard drive. I said I was gonna platinum it or get all the achievements for it, but after I beat the game, and essentially it was just told me that hey, because of the fact that you were evil, which I mean I wasn't really evil. Like I sided with like a bad tribe who was all about like destruction and stuff like that, but like I did good, and it still is just like yeah, now that you killed your mom's killer, the world's gonna end now, so let's head off to the spaceship. And I was like, what? So I don't know. Like I recant on what I said about get it if you want it. I would say like wait for the price to go down if you just want a game to be a filler. Because if I had a PlayStation 5 right now, I'd honestly be playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So
right
there is that.
I got a PlayStation 5 right now, and I'm not playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That shit is way too expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, we all know.
$70 isn't a price for a game.
Mr. Elusive.
That's a criminal. That's a criminal price right there.
That's a
criminal price. This nigga, you heard it here. Frugal ass motherfucker right here. But,
criminal price for a game.
But speaking of or continuing the gaming stuff, apparently Ben Studios, the same people who made why am I forgetting the name? Days Gone.
Days Gone.
They're making a new IP.
Oh.
So
I would say better in my opinion, because at least now they've learned a lot of stuff from Days Gone, and they can implement that into whatever new game they're trying to make.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see where they go with it.
Yeah, because nothing is ever bad about new IPs. So
Oh.
Because look, like Guerrilla Games, they took a risk with Horizon, right? Because they've been doing what purely Killzone for a while.
Killzone, yeah.
And to go completely left and try Horizon, now you have a breadwinner right here with Horizon, especially the second one that's coming out. Is it this year or is it next year? I don't remember.
Next year.
Okay.
They haven't really put a release date on it, but I'm gonna say next year because
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Hopefully, it's something good, something new. And
I think it's gonna be it's not gonna suck completely. It could be an okay game because they learn a lot. Like I said, they learn a lot from their experience with Days Gone. So unless they actually just straight up regress in what they learned from Days Gone and just bring up something completely stupid, but I don't think they're gonna do that. So it could be okay. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a great game, but it could be an okay game.
Maybe
Yeah,
they'll take some aspects of Days Gone.
Yeah,
Because since they couldn't make a sequel,
yeah,
and they'll
because
probably just put all that stuff in there.
yeah, because at this point, like I guess that's all you could ask for, okay game, because for some reason game companies they just for some reason
Ah,
they
my
crap
God. Yeah. I
okay.
can't wait till we get to the E3 section.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? I guess I could talk about this really quickly. I'm not sure if you guys know this artist, but she's a really good artist. Her name is Snow Allegra, and she announced either it was this weekend or a couple days ago that she is releasing a new album called Temporary Highs and the Violet Skies coming July 9th, and I'll be giving that a listen. Yeah, she's a great artist. She's like R&B type stuff, and she has a really nice voice.
It looks like a healthier Demi Lovato. She does.
Yeah, she's pretty dope though. I check out her first album. She has a couple of them. I listened one a while back, and yeah, she has some pretty good songs. So I'll probably do a review of that when it comes out for that week. So just want to give a little shine a little light on that.
Yeah, I gotta say that as far as like music, strangely enough, I've been finding old music that I used to listen to on like TikTok, because TikTok I feel like heavily relies on soundtracks and stuff like that, and I've been finding a lot of music. Like I like Givion's music, and I've heard a couple, but like actually listening to some of the songs, like yeah, no, I need to hear more of this guy.
So what is this ticking and talking we're talking about over here?
Ticking and talking. I'm just saying, like, TikTok has actually helped me find like more music and get interested. Because I don't know, I try to be that person where I'm gonna find more music to listen to get my interest, but I don't know, I'm just not into music like that, so where I'm gonna actively search for it. So.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What you just listen to, like, is there actual people singing the music or just dancing towards the music or dancing the music to the music?
Sometimes it's both, but I mean, it's just like, even like, no matter what they're doing, it's just like if the music catches my attention when I first hear it, I'm like, yeah, I need to hear more of that. So, cause I ain't gonna lie, who was it? The guy who did Tampa, CKP. I would have never heard him just because of the fact I would have thought his name was stupid if I came across it. But like the song got so catchy to me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this song. Same thing with this guy named Christian or something, or Chris Hahn. Guy did Sin City. Like, yeah, no, I like finding music like that. So
yeah, I have to agree. I think an issue is there's just always so much music to listen to. And there's just a lot to sift through, man. So I agree. Sometimes, like, I'll say, "Oh man, I really need to listen to this person," and I have the thought process to do it, but then I just don't actually do it. So when you actually hear a song that's like it piques your interest, you're like, "Oh shit, this shit is lit," actually. So then you might actually look into the artist, then So,
yeah.
So
no, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into E3?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we kind of blew through everything. I mean,
yeah, no, it's not that much. E3, honestly, it ended for me. EA is gonna happen tomorrow, but it's not worth it. I'd give this whole E3 like a 6, a 5 or a 6 as a whole.
He said, "Aw." This fucking guy.
Yeah, I give it a 5 or a 6 actually, because as you said that, I give it a 5 now. I give it a 5 as a whole. Ubisoft was okay. I'd give that a 6.5. Microsoft actually showed some shit, so that was like an 8. They had the most being shown so far. I mean, there was a couple things that were I was like, why did you need to show that? But they were just showing stuff back to back. Square Enix just ended. That is like a Greek tragedy right there. It was the worst thing I've ever fucking seen while we were recording this current podcast. Yep. I don't know why the fuck they thought it'd be a good idea to just show like Avengers, and then they just showed Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they didn't even show Final Fantasy 16 at all. So I'm like, fuck that. I mean, actually, no. There is one game that really has my interest piqued, which is called Forspoken. I think we saw that a couple years ago. The movement is very fluid. They're showing some gameplay of it, and that's the only thing that keeps me interested. But that is a 2 out of 10. So, fuck that. But going into detail, like for the Ubisoft forward, because none of these guys have seen E3.
Nope,
because they're E3 phobia.
Yeah, I just because let me just explain that really quick. The reason I just don't really care about it that much anymore is because the past E3s, like, and especially because now, you know, companies, more specifically Sony. I mean, sometimes Microsoft in the past has done this too, where they just pull out and then just do their own shit. So I'm just like, if I'm gonna just. I'll just wait till E3 is over and then just look at the games they announced.
Just like the roundup, because like that thing costs a lot of money, dude. Like to put a showcase on like that, it's a lot of money. So
they got the money for that.
They do have the money for that, but sometimes like Nintendo, like I think they did a smart shit and just straight up pull out of E3 completely and just do their own online stuff. And I think that's what Sony is also gravitating towards too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a more controlled environment instead of having to have all these like epic fails and shit where you come on stage and trying to demo a game and after this stupid crap ain't working the way it should be working, and having all these live performances and stuff that is just I know it's fun, it's a fun experience and whatnot, and like people buying tickets to these conventions always make back some of the money that they put into it, but that's kind of pointless in my opinion in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. The only reason why I hate it is because of the fact that it's just like I hate that they're splitting up is because they got lazy with it. They got absolutely lazy. Like Ubisoft, the reason why that pissed me off was because for one,
did they have a Just Dance?
I mean, there's always going to be a Just Dance.
Because that's like that bread and butter right there. They really love freaking showing Just Dance and random people dressed in all kinds of colorful ass stupid outfit dancing.
I mean, just dance is fine. Like you can't go no wrong with that. Like if you want to learn to dance, like that's fine. Like, but like
I didn't say the game. I didn't say the game wasn't fun. I'm just saying like the presentation of the game is fucking.
Yeah. No, you're right. The presentation they didn't have it this time. They just showed some guy dancing and stuff like that. What pissed me off about it was because of the fact that they showed Rainbow Six COVID. Basically just looked like Venom invaded the entire world, and now you're instead of like doing the Rainbow Six Siege thing where you're fighting against other players, you're just doing like zombies, but moving to one location to another. And then you wasted Far Cry 6's time by just showing a trailer when you could have just showed gameplay. And thank God Microsoft showed some gameplay of it, because if not, I was going to be discouraged about that. But two of the biggest fuck yous for their showcase was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They're expanding on it for another year, which the game is broken. Still to this day, people are still finding glitches, bugs. The movement is slow as shit. Eivor can climb whatever the fuck he wants. And they haven't fixed the game, yet they're expanding upon it for another fucking year.
Yeah, I really wish they'd give it up on that game.
Egregious thing about that is Avatar. I honestly thought for a second, because you had the guy who was like the CEO of Ubisoft, I forgot his name, but I thought he was going to be the one to reveal the next Assassin's Creed, because as much as I talk shit about that franchise, I still like it because it was like it impacted me the most as a gamer. But what we got was fucking Avatar. Not the last Airbender, but the blue motherfucking rabbits. And I was like, you can't be serious. The second I saw that mutated ass iguana, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, why do they do this?
You to the iguana.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, though, is you guys think it's gonna be third person?
No.
Oh no,
You're right.
It's gonna be third and first person mixed together.
I don't give a shit. I don't care if it was fifth person.
The Avatar characters are gonna be third person. However, like they are soldiers, because I'm pretty sure they always make you play out some Marine and the fucking Navi characters or whatever the fuck they're called.
Bro, I do not care about the Avatar franchise. I honestly hate James Cameron for his constantly overhyping this franchise, talking about how he wants to make Avatar 2 through 6, and how he wants to film this shit in space, and it's gonna be the best. No one cares about Avatar. This shit has been out since 2009. How old were we in 2009?
If you create an intellectual property where like it's now become $1 billion IP, you're gonna be hyping it on to no hells because.
Yep.
Yo, you want to know why it's $1 billion IP?
Yeah,
because they keep re-releasing that shit all the time, and keep fucking hyping it up, and people like go overly bored cuckoo caca for that fucking hype. So.
Yes, this stingy fuck.
I mean, that's how business works, though. You just gotta overhype shit for people.
No, it is. But the thing is,
gullible enough to buy that shit.
He's trying, like James Cameron, trying to make this thing stay relevant. And then, you know, when Endgame beat the box office, he's like, I'm just going to re-release it and try to reclaim my throne. You fuck. And, you know, you're going to release this game, too, where, you know what, it's going to be first and third person, which, yeah, that's fine. It's going to be open world. But is it going to have a lively open world about it? Do I got to go up to a goddamn tree to find out where the rest of the map is? Fuck you. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Nope. You'll have to fly in Ukraine. That's your flying bison.
Man, I swear.
Why don't they make an Avatar Last Airbender game? Like, I said, why don't they make like an Avatar Last Airbender game? That could actually be like.
I mean, they did. They did. They made Legend of Korra, but like it just didn't do too good. But I just think that when that game came out, the studios didn't really know how to handle the physics of it, which is kind of really weird. Just because you could pretty much, I feel like it could be translated pretty well if you know what you're doing. But when I think it was like Moon Studios or something like that. Moon Studios that was handling the property. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna kind of get some like little bit inspired from Devil May Cry and just gonna have a beat 'em up game. Which, I mean, you could do that, but I feel like you can just do a lot more.
Yeah. I think Avatar is right for like a video game series, like if the right studio's behind it.
You gotta have people who are actually passionate about the project. Just because a game can be, a property can be a good game doesn't mean anybody should just make a game out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I mean, that's true.
Just a passionate studio, like a studio that actually respects the source material and, you know, can translate it good enough.
I mean, as much as I hate Ubisoft, I would really like for them to try to tackle another anime, just because Broken Bonds is such a
I was just thinking about that.
I'm never going to see that game ever again. So,
Broken Bond really was like,
that game was ahead of its time.
It was. I love that Naruto game. Such a good game.
So,
unfortunately, we'll never get anything like that again, though.
Nope, we'll never see that game ever fucking again. But yeah, continuing on with this E3, since you guys missed it, there is one game I feel like we would probably all like. This is called Republic Riders. It seems like a spiritual successor to Steep, which I don't think you guys ever played that game, which is kind of like Skate.
I did.
You did?
A little bit.
I played it a little bit, then deleted it.
Yeah, it's kind of. It wasn't as engaging to me as Skate was.
Speaking of which, I ain't gonna re-download MS versus ATV. I ain't played that one in a while.
MS versus ATV. Yeah, no, this one's definitely different. Republic Riders has a very diverse set of sports that you can do. You kind of have BMXing, you have mountain biking. Apparently, you have jetpacks. Jetpack racing, parachuting and stuff like that, kind of all these sort of things. And it seems to be like in this sort of open world hub where you can do all these things because, yeah, you're right.
How much like microtransaction do you think is going to be in that game?
Oh, I don't know if it's gonna be anything like
It's gonna be a
Steep.
fuck ton. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, if it's gonna be anything like Steep, then it won't be that bad. Because
it's gonna
like
be worse.
maybe.
Every game mode in there, you're gonna have to have a special outfit that they want to sell to you. They'll sell you a shoe for a separate price.
A shoe.
Or pants for a separate price, or a helmet for a separate price.
I think they might do that. Like they'll definitely have like, oh, like you can get like this special outfit. You could get like an Altier outfit, snow jacket or something. Which like there's that. But I mean like
they'll even sell your underwear for a specific price.
Ah, God, this nigga thinks as soon as you drop like a leaf on a fire, the whole world's gonna go to hell. Like,
no, that's just the pessimism shines through for Izzy. We have proof of this shit. Just listen to the pessimism.
We're gonna mark this as another landmark against when the game comes out.
I will say
after episode.
I will say.
What is it? Episode 19 or 20?
19.
19.
Okay, we're gonna come back to this episode and I'm gonna prove y'all two wrong again.
I never said it was gonna be great or anything. I'm looking at it right now. They're gonna charge you for
underwear.
It does look cool, and it does look like it'd be fun with friends.
I didn't say it doesn't look cool. I'm just telling you all this shit they're gonna charge you for.
I mean, I don't know. Like they can make it horrid. They can make it Assassin's Creed Valhalla level. I just think that they're not gonna have the same amount of stuff because you gotta also think too. They want to do microtransactions where it's inspired by different clothing studios. They gotta pay those studios incentive in order to use those properties.
Oh, so, they don't have to make those specific clothing for the studios. They could make Ubisoft shit.
Yeah, but then again, it's just like if that's the case, like why the fuck would I want that then? Because it's like
because you're a gamer and you like to look way cooler than your friends in game.
I mean, not really. Like with Skate, it didn't really matter to me. Like those kinds of games, I don't really care about the aesthetics like that because
it doesn't matter to you, but it matters to somebody. It matters to other people who likes to.
Yeah,
show
but
off
if you're honestly playing the game so your character can look fresh, like go play Barbie dress up or something. Like that's not the game for that. You're literally just playing. Some of the games you can't even, or some of the game modes you can't even see yourself in third person. It's first person. It's like I don't even like if people play their game for that. You're playing it for the wrong reason. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Any of y'all playing a game, playing Republic Riders to see how your character looks? Go play Barbie instead. That's
Barbie Dream House.
Barbie dress up or something. But you guys didn't see the Xbox Bethesda, but or no, you kind of did. They showed Starfield, a little trailer. I honestly think that game's gonna get delayed until 2023 because they're saying this game's supposed to come out next year, and they didn't show a look at gameplay at all. They just showed a cinematic trailer, which Izzy, let's hear your skepticism real quick. How bad do you think this is going to affect your health? Are you going to get pancreatitis or something like that?
From what?
From Starfield?
How bad? I don't know. It depends if they're using a 5G technology for that shit.
It's a 5G.
Then I may get magnetized and I don't know.
Magnetized.
Well, Izzy does think for some reason Starfield is gonna come with microtransactions in a single player
That's
game.
because it's gonna come with microtransaction and a single player game. The game is literally releasing for free for people who have Game Pass. You think these guys don't want to make their money back and it's exclusive?
No.
Single players more recently they have been doing microtransactions,
but
it will be remain to be seen, Izzy.
They're gonna tell you, they're gonna gift you a free ship. And tell you, this is a cool ship. You want to upgrade this ship to like the turbo engine where you can fly from one galaxy to another? Pay $20 for a new engine for jets and shit. That makes you go on an FPS faster than light level.
They might do a pre-order thing, which is like that. But a Bethesda game has never had a microtransactions like that, like a live.
Another landmark. We'll mark this shit. Episode 19. We'll come back to this shit and mark it again.
Guess what? I'm gonna bet you your car. And when you lose that shit, I want that shit airmail, FedEx style. I want that shit express to me.
I will ship it on a truck. I mean, by the time you get my car, it's gonna be beat up and shit though. But
I don't care. I'll have that steering wheel hang up on my wall. When that game comes out, I'll be like, okay, where's the microtransaction, Izzy? I'll never hear from this guy again.
All right, we're marking this episode too.
All right.
You really do think everything will have microtransaction, don't you? I mean, there's nothing to say that it won't, because microtransactions have been a thing, but I'm not gonna say every fucking game is gonna have.
But you want to know why you guys think that, or at least Izzy thinks that? Is because all the games you guys play are microtransactions riddled. Outriders, yeah, microtransactions. I bet. Destiny,
Outriders doesn't have any microtransaction whatsoever.
Wait. Well, surprise to me, but still, most of the games you guys play.
If that should have microtransactions, I would be playing that crap.
I mean, nigga, you play Destiny. What's the difference?
Destiny initially, when they released it, they had any microtransaction. They tacked that shit on later.
Still play it though.
Still play it.
I still play it because it's a fun game. I like the raid.
But I'm saying those are the games.
But I don't buy the microtransaction now, do I?
I know you don't buy the microtransaction. I'm saying the games that you play more often than not have microtransactions, so that's why you probably have the expectation for every game to have microtransactions.
Because that's how they trick you. They will release a game without a microtransaction and tell you, look at how great our game is. Then, a month later, motherfuckers over here release microtransactions. They do that shit in Call of Duty all the time.
But Call of Duty, of course Call of Duty is going to do that.
NBA, they do that. FIFA all the time. Like,
yeah, those games will definitely do that, but Bethesda is not one of them. If they wanted to do that, they would make Starfield Online. They already got Fallout 76. You know how Beam tried that out.
Yeah.
Beam that shit out of his PlayStation 4.
Why do you think? And why do you think they're not gonna make Starfield Online? If you don't mind me asking, you think it's just gonna be Starfield and that's it?
Yeah.
Nah. It's definitely there's gonna be a
bro. You know how much hard work they would have to do to make that game multiplayer? That shit would take forever.
You don't have. They could just go the Cyberpunk route and just make a completely separate GTA Online and make a completely separate aspect of online for it. You don't have to be a specific in the game itself.
They could, but with how massive the world is with every Bethesda game, because those games are probably have one of the biggest maps of any gaming franchise, and they're multiplayer. Them implementing multiplayer in a server would be
gaming franchise, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, because like
game does seem like overly hyped to me, then and may not even live up to what is hyping up.
I mean, maybe not, but I mean, who knows? But I just don't think it's gonna have multiplayer. And that's just wild to me. Like, if that's the case, they would have did that shit with Fallout 4. I mean, that is Fallout 76, so
we'll see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bethesda didn't really release a whole lot though. Other than that, you know, they didn't. They mentioned Elder Scrolls 6. They didn't show shit about it. Oh my god, I swear.
You don't want to play Skyrim for one more year?
Yeah, no. They announced Skyrim the 10th anniversary for the Game Pass, which I'm like, okay, that's good. Like, I'm glad they at least they only showed it and not like they showed the gameplay. Because if I have to hear motherfucker dragon roar one more time, I thought I was gonna punch my monitor, because it was, I was getting to that point. I was like, oh my god, you better not do that shit. But yeah, Xbox has a lot of games. I honestly just think too that like they're still probably trying to catch up with COVID. I guess that's one thing we have to keep in mind too, is that COVID definitely affected the release dates and the development of certain games.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because people had to readjust their entire life around working from home and remote working. I mean, most of the time they already did that to begin with games, but now they just had to go full blown, like all in on remote working instead of like how they do the both in person and remote working all the time. You know?
Yeah. Which I don't know. I just want to say maybe next year they'll be like properly adjusted, but I'm really just kind of tired of seeing people or seeing game studios just show only trailers, and like maybe they I don't know, maybe they just didn't like create any gameplay, because they announced also Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, and like their trailer, they just flat out admit they're like, yeah, like we can only just show this trailer because we haven't even had gameplay, but we just want to let you know it's out there.
I still need to get Outer Worlds one. I never
People
got
need
it.
to stop announcing games that they haven't even like come up with a concept for it yet.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like my
true.
thing is like you can show it, but but don't do that thing where you show it and then not show shit for the next few years, because that's why Elder Scrolls just is not on my radar like that,
Nope.
or really Starfield, because it's like they announced Elder Scrolls 3 years ago and haven't showed anything.
Because they don't have anything to show. They have a logo. I mean, if you want a logo, they have a logo for you. They could give you a logo. So
It's
yeah,
gonna be it's gonna be years, man. It's gonna be another 5 years,
that game ain't coming out
2026.
in like fucking 2020 or 30 or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
It's gonna
while
be coming
before
out
we
at
get Fallout.
new generation of PlayStation 6 and Xbox or XX
Xbox,
Tachyon or some shit that it will be
Xbox
fucking called.
XX, Xbox
Yeah,
720.
Whatever the
yeah.
fuck you want to call it next Xbox.
I don't know. I always thought they would just combine the PlayStation and the Xbox together.
That
But
would be dope.
yeah, that E3 was just okay. Oh, the other thing was too is like I thought they were gonna. I'm really hoping that they would announce another Dishonored. I actually just re-downloaded it because I really want to play it again. But they didn't. Arcane was like, "Hey, we're gonna have this other one where it's just vampires," and it's just like we literally didn't ask for any of this, like at all. Like if you guys can see me right now, I got my hand on my head, and I'm just like looking at my knees, just in disbelief. Just at how these studios can just really show things that we really don't really care about. Like I get it, yeah. Like Beam said, there's nothing wrong with like new IPs, but they need to do more than just show the IPs just a cinematic trailer.
I don't know why you guys be having expectations with these gaming companies. Don't have expectations. At least when you don't, then whatever they do, it may be actually fucking decent.
I mean,
Have
I didn't have
expectations.
that
It's
big of
just
expectations compared to last year. I was just like, I just came in there and be like, okay, we might get surprised, but it's just what pisses me off is when these guys hype the game up and they're gonna be like, there's this game out here that's just, it really feels a passion in my heart. It made me propose to my wife,
they
and then
gotta
we get
say
a
that though.
game. Yeah, they do, but it's just like, it's fucking, that's whack.
It's
Like,
part of the market employ.
yeah, because, they show some games, like I said, Microsoft, they showed a game. There was like Gang Beasts 2.
Really?
I mean, it's kind of, I call it Game Beasts 2, but it's called Animal Party. They literally have the exact same assets, but it's cleaner. You, like, can blow people up this time if you carry a bomb and you throw it. Uh, like, you can lead people into, like, electrical traps so they get electrocuted. And just like Gang Beasts, their eyes will be closed forever. So,
Shit.
And they move their
they're,
hands like a rocketly inflatable man.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
like, there's
Michelin
that.
Man.
Yeah, they showed those games, but it's just like that's what I'm talking about. I want them to show the games like that. Like, don't do that thing where it's just like, we got this game right here, and then it just shows a nigga's foot, and they're just like, oh my god,
Look
I
at that!
love
Look at
this.
that shoes. It looks so
Yeah,
fucking beast. Now bye.
yeah, because like the good thing is just like, certain games, or not the good thing. Like there was that same thing where they had like that cringe moment with certain titles, like Forza. Oh my god, they carried over from Ubisoft to Forza, where people were like, all right, pulling up on exit 11, like, shut the fuck up. I, I'm
Nobody
so,
talks like that when they're gaming.
no, they
Yeah, we've
don't.
talked about this before. Like, for
That's
some
so
reason,
stupid.
they have this weird fucking dialogue. Like, oh, especially when it comes to FPS
Roger
games.
that, Captain Roger.
Yeah, it's like
Get
Roger
the
that,
fuck
or
outta here,
oh my
bro.
god, look, 12 o'clock behind you. It's like, all right, like, just stop, bro. Like, you're making a fool of yourself, man. No one fucking
Wait a
talks
minute.
like that, bruh.
What did
Enemy
these guys
coming
show
at 20
before?
to the o'clock. It's like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Was that I'm trying to see right now because I'm kind of like double looking right here to see. Um. Oh, okay, no, it's the it's okay, Square Enix is done. Yeah, Square Enix is probably the worst one that they've shown. Like I said, I thought they were going to show Final Fantasy 16, but they didn't. Instead, they showed Avengers, Black Panther.
As if anyone gives a fuck about that game anymore. No.
No, and
That game is one of the greatest games of this generation.
Of course. You say that as Izzy has a gun to his temple on both sides.
Are you satisfied now, Overlord?
No. Bang bang.
He said it. He actually said it like he was standing next to him. You're not gonna shoot me, right? Oh my gosh. That shit is hilarious. I want to say also real quick too, like this isn't related to E3 at all, but oh wait, where is the Bandai Namco one going to show up? Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they go all the way for the DLC for Trunks. It goes all the way past the history of Trunks, and it goes to their version of the Majin Buu arc, like what they showed in Super.
Okay.
So, I kind of hope. Actually, I don't think he gets past to the Goku Black arc. It literally ends where the Goku Black arc begins, where like he's like, yeah, Trunks defended the future and there's peace, but for how long? And I was like, yep, it just cut to black.
Wow. Yeah, I re-downloaded Kakarot. I don't know when I'll play that DLC because I had gotten the season pass when I first bought it, but I'll play it eventually. And
I kind of want to make, like, now that I'm getting into Blender, I really want to make some Dragon Ball Z mods. Or at least attempt to. I think I want to make a Chi-Chi mod.
Oh, of course. This nigga.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably put, like, Naruto or something.
But, Izzy, I wanted to talk about this One Piece chapter, since we're near in the end here. We're gonna be on break this upcoming week, unfortunately, but as I always say, Oda, take your rest, bro, because we want One Piece to finish. So I can't wait. But we got to bring up Nami finally got a BBC, or I should say, a big black.
Well, we can start from the beginning of the chapter because like the beginning of the chapter where it starts off with the Fire Festival still going on and like none the wiser. These people are still over here celebrating like the one peaceful day in that fucking entire year that they have from overly being worked as slave, in essence.
Yeah, and I just find it funny that no one's looking up in the air.
Right.
To see that
a giant island is about to fall on top of that already impoverished island, and like they're really just over here partying it out and like, yay, we're eating all the food that we can get for the night. We don't even want to have to worry about tomorrow. Today's like the best day ever. But it's kind of sad and funny at the same time, but mainly sad because after all that suffering that they've been going through, they just have this one moment where like just one night or should I say one day where they can just
not have to
have like a time of their life, and they're all about to die because they don't even know a giant island is. A maniac is bringing a giant island to drop it on their head and kill all.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And plus, we got a little update in the very beginning, too, in terms of the shift that's coming. Because, there was overwhelming odds. Kaido's side has, like, 20,000 men. Meanwhile, they only have, like, 3,000, right?
Right.
But now, like, with Tama...
It's funny, because
that's...
that moment right there where like they're all happy about like Kaido still having the overwhelming numbers. That's what's about to shift though, right?
Yeah, because Tama's about to pull out her ace, so there's gonna be even more for the alliance,
right?
So it'll be even more equal footing, and that whole fight is just gonna be it's gonna. And
it's interesting that. Just like this little girl is like the entire natural enemy of this man's entire army, because he spent years like painstakingly like building this army of people who are like a hybrid of like every kind of animal you can think about in the world, and they have this overwhelming might. But now, because of that same ability that they gained from that, it's also a detriment to their army too, because now they're gonna be in the control of this little girl who has this ability to feed them like dumplings and by feeding them dumplings, they are like pretty much hypnotized and compelled to serve her as their master.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it's just funny. If Tama didn't have that power, if she didn't eat that fruit, yeah, they would have been fucked. They would have been fucked.
They would lose.
Yeah, it's just been over. Because, I mean, there's also the aspect, too, that you can see there's dysfunction within Kaido's crew. Because
but
the fodder aren't.
The fathers are the ones who are turning on them, though. But the ones with actual power have still not turned on them.
Right. Yeah.
So there's still that.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna say?
No, you can go ahead. I was just looking at the list.
No, I was just about to say, because like, even though like most of their fathers are the ones who are turning on them, but there are just like few guys with ability who are on like the live floor haven't turned on them for some reason, because I guess they're way more powerful than the fathers, so like they're not as affected by the poison that Quinn released over there, you know.
Right.
So they're not really feeling the pain of the lower guys with powers who can actually defend themselves against such like brutal attack from like somebody who they consider like that superior, you know?
Yeah.
Because that guy is cruel, man. How you gonna create a virus?
Queen doesn't give a fuck, man.
Yeah. You created a virus that just doesn't distinguish between friend or foe, and instead of giving them the antidote to help themselves, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna give you this one vial. Find amongst yourself, and whoever gets the one vial is the only person who's gonna survive. Like, what? Seriously, man?
Yep.
Not cool.
Bad guy 101. Like, never trust your superior because they don't give a fuck about you. You're just some fucking pawn to use in their vast game. And if you die, it doesn't matter. Some Joe Schmo over there can take your place and do the same shit. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking, I made a little joke before, when we first started this discussion about a BBC that Nami got, but I was really just talking about her climate attack, right? Like, because we always make this joke that her tool
looked like a giant
fucking dildo, right? And she's always putting it in her damn bra. But anyway, she got a huge power up, and that actually finally allowed her to fully, it seems, knock out Ulti this time, because this bitch just won't stay down every fucking time.
She's really fucking tanky, bro.
Yeah, she just I don't know how she survived a full frontal attack that literally just pierced through her from a Yonko at that. Like, that is impressive, I gotta say. Like, but that's what happens when it seems like, because these keep alluding to the fact that a lot of these guys have awakened zones.
have awakened abilities. So of
that
course
their healing factor, and they just don't stay down.
Nope.
So yeah, but it's cool. Like, Zeus, I don't know if he's gonna go by Cotton now or if he's still gonna go by Zeus or whatever. But
that guy doesn't care what he goes by. He just want to keep eating like thunderclouds and stuff.
Right. But it seems like, he has full control over her climate attack now. So not only can she can manifest weapons, he can also transform the weapons to whatever he or she deems it to want to transform to. Because like the idea that he turned into a giant club when she swung her baton at Ulti was pretty cool. It was, and this is why we got into a discussion. Like, I think, some Straw Hats deserve it more than others, but I think when we get to Endgame, at least all of them need to have basic knowledge of hockey.
They all need to have hockey. Not even basic knowledge. They all need to have hockey awakened and usable in a valuable sense. They can just not have it. It's like, at this point, it's a requirement.
It really is, because you could take Chopper's fight with Queen, for example. Had he had hockey, sure, probably
he would have been doing some damage.
Yeah, he would have been doing some damage. Not a lot, but better than what he was doing in that fight. Because Queen, he was just like, dude, this is a joke. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was just standing there, just getting swung around like a baby and just laughing it off, because it really basically wasn't even doing shit to him.
Yeah. So if Nami were to get armament, she would be pretty fucking, unstoppable.
No, I think by Endgame, all of them need to have a combination of armament and observation.
Yeah.
even if it isn't the best, they all need to have like a basic level of, because I think by end of series they at least all have to be like on Vice Admiral's level,
Right.
where like they could one-on-one any Vice Admiral and win a fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is at least my requirement. That shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the most powerful of the Straw Hats is gonna be way above that level, but like the weakest ones who are like Chopper, Usopp, and Nami, they need to be like on that level.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because, I and more so for like say for Usopp, for example, he specializes in observation. Yeah. So I think they could still get armament and stuff. And for Nami's case, because I feel like she's a navigator too, I feel like observation would really help her too as well. Just
I feel that way, but I think after I'm looking at it, since her navigation skills that she already has,
it is way above.
It's way above that level of where it's just uncanny how she can predict the weather. I don't think she doesn't need that level anymore, that level of observation anymore at this point. I think a good bit of armament will help her because like as we were saying, like durability is like kind of like her detriment right there. So
true.
She needs something that is gonna keep like protecting her from like getting her skull cracked in and getting like really beat up in a way that she does get beat up. So what I can see is like, how Luffy, when he's in Bound Man, he has his like armament kind of like has his rubber property where it's like malleable and stuff and such.
Mm-hmm.
What if like she gains her armament, right? But like her clouds have that like the toughness of armament with the malleability of like a cloud.
That would be sick.
Every time like she's getting attacked, like Zeus can just like create a cloud shield where it just protects her like a cotton.
That shit would be dope, actually. Yeah, and it could like repel stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
and bounce it back at things and like just straight up just protect her from stuff. And all like things that are like coming at high speed at her would just like slow down and just get absorbed by the cloud. And because the cloud is like fluffy and also tough, it just makes it a good combination of both,
Right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That would be super cool for some of the straws. Yeah, there some like I know I said earlier some deserve more than others, but honestly, like you were just saying, all of them should just get hockey and know how to use it in their own unique ways. Like, could you imagine like Frankie like using armament with his the robotic shit? Like, dude, that would be sick, bro. Like, there's so much shit you could do with that, and they could all use it in their own unique ways. So yeah, I'm sure they'll hopefully get to that point. And we've always said too, like, because I wanted to shift to Robin, even though she didn't show up this chapter. We've always talked about how if she ever got hockey, she would be devastating.
That is why I think Oda is just delaying to give her like armament yet, because everybody know like once she unlocks that shit, like she is basically gonna be doing shit like Luffy can has to like pump up his arm to do on like a base level, on a base level on a massive scale. So like Oda has to like hold off on that just for a bit,
right?
And make that power up comes when she actually needs it, because she's technically really fucking overpowered right now. And like the only weakness she has is every time she sprout her flowery limbs anywhere, it's like when it gets damaged, she gets damaged too.
Right.
So once she gets armament, like that is just negated completely, and like her weakness just goes away.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to see the result of her fight with what's her name? I forget her name. Black Maria.
Black Maria. Because
we haven't seen anything about that. There's a lot of fights we haven't gotten updates on yet. I'm sure we'll see eventually. At a certain point, because there's just so much going on right now. But I'm interested to see when she'll get her armament. If it'll be against Black Maria or at some later point. We'll have to wait and see. And we haven't talked about it yet. This is the last part of the chapter, is the stuff with Yamato.
Right.
She acknowledged that she's not strong enough to beat Kaido or anything, but she's trying to stall for Luffy to get there.
The idea that she's actually strong enough to even stall this guy is like a feat in itself. So
yeah,
I'm not even gonna fault her for that, man.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, like, once Luffy gets back up there, they'll just do some tag team shit,
Right, and fight him together because like
Yeah.
at this point there ain't no way. I mean, even though I think Luffy will be able to like solo him, but like he's just gonna be relatively equal to Kaido, and like Yamato is gonna be like the tipping factor
Support.
in
Yeah, support. Yep. Because I'm sure together, I'm pretty sure, because we've talked about it before, I'm pretty sure she has Rio, right? So
she seems to do, yeah.
So
She
yeah,
seems
I'm sure they can come up with some deadly combos, and Luffy will be the one to obviously land the final blow, right? But he
right.
needs that extra edge because we've seen it too many times where Luffy thinks he's strong enough, and clearly he's not.
Yep.
He just needs a little bit more.
Ashton.
Yeah, to fully stand up to Kaido. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see her Devil Fruit, her capabilities, and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But
Same.
yeah, I think that pretty much covers my list of what I want to talk about the chapter. I don't know if you have any.
Yeah, you have any predictions for our next chapter though? Like, what do you think are expecting to be happening in like next?
I honestly don't know. There's just so much going
So
on
there's
that it's hard.
possibility.
Yeah, there's just so much going on that it's hard to speculate. Like, I know I definitely want to see, like, I definitely want to see the climax of like the bigger fights, but there are the smaller fights that I want to see, like, Sanji versus Queen, like how that's gonna go. Especially Sanji with his raid suit, like all the things he could do with that.
Right.
That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how Zoro's whole thing will be. Obviously, since he's with Chopper, he'll maybe not fully heal him, but enough that he's up and can do shit again, right? So I don't know if that means he's gonna be helping Marco with King or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure Marco needs help at this point because he's been fighting for
he's been fighting like two commanders at the same time. So yeah, he definitely needs help.
Yeah.
But I'm more so looking forward to what Jinbei and Who's Who fight is going down, because like it seems like Who's Who is somebody who's like probably part of CP0 for some reason, and he's just like sticking around and playing his part.
Yeah.
And since like he made that comment of like seeing Jinbei once somewhere and something along that line of like being like a fan of Jinbei or something along that line. So I think he's part of CP0. At least that's my head canon, but we'll see. But I am looking forward to that fight though, because he seems relatively really powerful considering he hasn't getting his face bashed in by Jinbei yet.
Yeah.
So he seems like really up there too. And I'm looking forward to like that Sanji and Quinn's fight, because that seems going to be a good high difficulty fight for Sanji, and I think there's like the fucking coat needs a win, So
yeah, and then there's just the ties between Sanji and Queen. Queen being seen having to be associated with Judge and his scientific background and the Vegapunk stuff. So yeah, there's some shit we can get shine some light on and get some more information about. So that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to see like just where we're headed in terms of like all these different fights and the feats we're gonna get to see that still haven't happened. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun for sure. But I don't have much else. If you have anything else to add.
No, I think I said, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to all the like fun stuff that's gonna be coming in One Piece. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, especially because Wano's not even done yet.
Nope.
A lot of shit that could still happen. But Gamdo, I know you were sitting there in silence. Do you have anything else to talk about? I don't have anything else on my list.
I was just gonna say, mangaka artists, take your rest. Jujutsu Kaisen
that's what I forgot to mention. Yeah, he's having a health problem right now for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Damn.
And so he has to take a break, a hiatus from writing Jujutsu Kaisen and drawing it. So yeah, he really needs to rest. So I hope all is well with him, man.
Yeah.
Take your break. The other thing is too, is just kind of looking over the whole thing, the whole E3. I think just over time, gaming has for me become less of a hobby for me, just because of the fact that just being disappointed, and it also just kind of leads, like, I get disappointed in their creativity with their games, and I think that's the reason why my hobby in gaming kind of drops off. Because when it gets to a point to where I feel like I can start, like, when it gets to a point where I see something and I feel like I can do it myself, that's where I'm just like, man, like, I
Yeah,
don't.
and people are not like putting in like the effort, and they have all the resources, but they're not putting in all the effort to like do the best that they can by putting out the best product out there. Kind
Yeah,
of just pisses you off.
their
Yeah,
whole thing is just the money aspect. They just want to make money at the cost of quality
Creativity and
and quality.
quality.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's just like there's some things, like I said, like I got into Blender like a couple months ago. I wouldn't say I probably like in like my month 5 or 6. Actually, no, uh, month 3, because I started my last class, and there's so many things I've learned very quickly, and then I look at certain things like Persona, and I look at Near Automata. I'm like, you know what? I could probably make backgrounds and stuff like that, and I don't even know that much about modeling or 3D. And the same thing just goes for like other games too. Is like, at certain points you just got to reevaluate your creative minds with the properties that you're putting out there, because it's just not it. It's not it for me. But who knows? I recently graduated, so I might put an application for E3, or not E3, but Ubisoft.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might put an
congrats on
application for
that.
Ubisoft and try to change up the game for the next 15 years and get people back on track.
Make sure you wear long dresses. I hear they like to grope people over there.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably never work at Ubisoft, just because I don't want to. They're like, we need you to be passionate about the games that pre-existed and are coming out, and I can't be as passionate with Valhalla, because if I'm like going in there like, yeah, I don't like this game, they're gonna be like, yeah, no, no, no say. So I don't want that. I guess we didn't really watch a lot of movies, did we?
No,
Throughout this week.
I've just been chilling. I haven't
I
been
mean, I
watching much
watched
of
The
shit.
Conjuring. You watched The Conjuring too, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, Conjuring 3, like that movie was interesting. I didn't watch any of the other Conjurings. I just want to say, like, visually it looked pretty cool. I think the best part is when that demon girl woman pretended to be Lorraine, and then she just walked up and ended up being the real demon and blew that little mist crap in his face. Like, I thought that was
Right.
pretty cool. That
That
was
was
actually
pretty
tight.
cool. Yeah, and he started going around trying to straight up stab his wife because he
Yeah,
actually thought it was the crazy demon lady after him.
yeah. Like I
Like
was,
I like the camera work in The Conjuring. Like the way they make it, it feels so natural. Where like the way they move the camera and the characters move. I don't
yeah,
know how to explain it, but like the choreography of the camera work is just like excellent.
yeah. So that was pretty much it. I think I think I'm just gonna be playing games for the next couple weeks, or no, the next week or so. Just
Oh
trying to.
yeah, and I also watched that new Netflix movie with what's that chick name? Uh what's in Jane the Virgin? In it
Oh, the
Awake.
main character who's Jane the Virgin.
Yeah, it's called
Ah,
Awake. I keep forgetting her name though, but like it's a new Netflix movie that just dropped, I think this weekend. Something
yeah. Oh, Gina Rodriguez.
yeah, her.
Yeah, that bitch. No, I say that because of the fact that, like, just at one point when she was doing a movie with the girl who was in Grownish, Yara, uh, I remember one time she was given a question and she was like, "Yeah, how does it feel to be a be the first black woman to do something?" It was like something to like be the first black woman, and she was gonna talk, and then Gina was like, "Well, as a woman, you know," and like completely interjected. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like this little whitewashed Latina right here gets on my fucking nerves. But that's all I'm gonna say.
Gotcha.
I mean, the movie was, yeah, let's just say if you don't watch it,
Go
it's,
watch it.
I would tell you to watch it because it's an interesting concept, but like, just you're not missing anything by not watching it.
All right,
That's
I'm
all I
just
can
gonna
say.
watch it.
You know how most of the movies where I could tell you like, yeah, this shit is cool as fuck, man. Go and check it out, even just for the concept of it. Yeah, you're not
I'll
missing
probably
nothing.
I'll
You're not
probably
missing
just
nothing.
turn it on just so I can do the dishes or something.
Yeah,
That's
it's one of
like
those movies where you don't have to really like right off the bat. Like the solution to the entire movie is like solvable right off the bat if people actually paid attention. But like all the smart people in there are pretty dumb. That's what I'm gonna just tell you.
damn. That's damn.
Yep.
All right then. Well, I guess until next week, just keep our eyes out for things that the rest of E3 have. I think EA is tomorrow. Just want to say, what do you guys think is gonna happen for E3 for EA?
Oh, microtransaction, and more microtransaction.
I mean, as
Hooray.
far as games, but
Oh, FIFA, Madden, FIFA, damn Battlefield.
that's true.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute.
probably
E3 is
not.
not happening until July.
E3. What do you
what?
mean?
Or not E3, no, EA. The EA Play Live.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. I don't know.
I guess
I was gonna say like maybe we'll get Skate. We'll get like a Skate trailer, but I don't think that'll happen. If it does, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm personally looking forward to Skate. I'm assuming for EA too, they'll probably have another Star Wars fucking game. If it's anything besides what was the one?
In order.
Fallen Order. Yeah, if it's anything besides that, I'm not interested. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. You guys have anything else, or are we wrapping up?
Yeah, I don't have nothing else.
Okay.
You have anything else?
All right.
Well, all I can say is bow down to King Izzy. He finished Outriders. He's the king of the world.
Yep.
He's an old man now.
I can retire in peace now.
Yep.
Yeah, this nigga's gonna start, making a pot of stew, and then he's gonna get his arm chopped off.
I was about to make that reference too.
His arm and his head chopped off for no real reason other than they just don't like this nigga. But yeah, man, this is a Kai Beam podcast, episode 19. Thank you for listening. Comment, share, subscribe, all that fun shit, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.